the hyper-partisan attack on the constitutional process of advice and consent. The Democrat Party has completely corrupted the Supreme Court nomination process. Started a few decades ago with the ruthless, baseless attack on President Reagan's nominee, Robert Bork. Here was a judge in Bork who was preeminent in the notion of originalism, that is, fidelity to the Constitution, and the application of the founding document to law. But he was viciously and brutally attacked by the Democrats in the Senate. They wanted to make an example out of him, and, well, they did. However, the example the Democrats set was how low they would go to prevent the Supreme Court from executing its original charter, ensure that laws are constitutional, aka originalism. And so today it's gotten even worse. What the Democrats are doing is even more out of control and more off the rails as far as advice and consent. Example, Kamala Harris, the attractive but crazed senator from California, is refusing to even participate in the process. Her office rejecting a phone call from the White House counsel to outline the upcoming confirmation process. Instead, Kamala is on the attack, trying to gin up the radical Democrat base.
Listen, if you are a young woman in America, or you care about a young woman in America, pay close attention to this nomination.
Stop the tape. Let's hope that all young people, all Americans are paying close attention to this nomination and the confirmation process, because it's going to smoke out the kooks like this woman and her cohorts like Blumenthal et al. It's going to smoke them all out and expose these people for who they are. A bunch of radicals who care less about the United States Constitution, who care less about individual rights and liberty, who care less about God and protecting the very foundation of this republic, and care more about their power structure. And hopefully we will learn through the confirmation process, and eventually once he's sitting on the bench at the United States Supreme Court, hopefully we'll learn that Judge Kavanaugh, Justice Kavanaugh, hopefully, is an originalist, somebody who does indeed hold dear fidelity to the United States Constitution as a jurist on the United States Supreme Court, because that should be the one and only litmus test here. Certainly not what this woman is talking about. Roll tape.
Pay close attention, because Kavanaugh has made his purpose clear.
Stop the tape. Yes, he has. And that is, he has pledged not to legislate from the bench, like so many lower court judges are doing as we speak, especially on the issue of immigration. He has pledged to look at the law, look at the issue, and then apply it to the United States Constitution and decide whether it's constitutional or not. That's what all judges at every level should be doing. It's a very simple matter. Instead, what's happened is that we have these activist judges who are usurping Article 1 and sometimes Article 2 powers in their Article 3 branch. And it's up to the Congress to fix this mess, although right now, no one seems to care. No one seems to be paying attention to this usurpation of power. Roll tape.
He told us that when he was on that list of 25. He has told us that.
Yeah, this was really a brilliant move by then candidate President Donald Trump, soon to be President Trump. That is to release this list of 25 potential nominees for the United States Supreme Court, because what it did during the campaign was galvanize people who were conservatives, especially who were on the fence. They looked at this list, they checked it, and they looked at these jurists, and they decided, yep, you know what? They're all pretty solid. And among the folks on that list, by the way, is Senator Mike Lee. And yes, Judge Kavanaugh is on that list. And supposedly, to somebody like Kamala Harris, that list of 25 are right-wing wackos. When did it become this notion on the left that if you happen to embrace the United States Constitution, if you happen to be a judge that says, you know what, I'm not going to legislate from the bench, I'm going to evaluate each issue based on whether it's constitutional or not, when did that become radical right-wing? In fact, it's not. It's absolutely dead center. If you're a constitutionalist in this country, you are absolutely dead center. You're not left, you're not right. You are the center. What Kamala Harris is terrified about, of course, is Roe v. Wade. Roe v. Wade, in and of itself, is probably never going to be seen by the United States Supreme Court ever again. However, There are lower court cases. In fact, just this month in Iowa, the heartbeat law, they call it, there was an injunction placed by a lower court activist judge on this heartbeat law that was passed by Iowa. Now, there's a case that strictly restricts abortion in the state of Iowa that could end up at the United States Supreme Court. And people like Kamala Harris are terrified that it will, and that the Supreme Court will choose the side of life. So Senator Harris wouldn't know the Constitution if it hit her in her pretty little face. She cares not about the founding document. She cares about her party and her power. After all, Harris wants to be president. And if that ever comes to be, God forbid, just imagine the kind of nominees she would like to send to the United States Supreme Court.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.